Welcome back to the basement.
Oh, God. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. What year is it?
It's
2017.
I did it!
Go back.
Really, I was watching the news today. I thought it was 1965.
Jesus
Fuck's sake.
All right. Well,
Day in the life
Everything is great. Everything
Everything's
is
fine.
grand.
Everything's fine. Nothing to see here.
Day in the life isn't my favorite song anymore.
I don't. Oh God. I just thought about the newspaper.
a day in the life is not his favorite song anymore. He's Lee George Kane.
Heidi ho, everybody. I'm low impact energy.
Oh, okay.
Drink more of that beer. You'll get there.
No, that's you see. I need to be careful about how much I drink because Tom might come out.
Oh yeah.
Tom, I haven't seen him since high school.
No one's seen him in a
I've
long,
never met
long
Tom.
time. Nah, he's an asshole.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
He's kind of unpredictable, and he tends.
He calls me clean boy.
He also tends to wake up disoriented in other states. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we don't want to deal with him.
right.
So come see me at my restaurant while we're there. We'll be there a long time. I promise. It's First Eatery, 145 East, 1300 South.
That's the weirdest
Sweet
slogan I've
201.
ever heard.
Yeah,
from
we'll be here a while.
I like it.
Well, we'll be here.
That's like my movie poster.
Come on
quotes.
down.
It's not terrible.
No.
Looking at the menu here, and that's an odd slogan.
We're going to be here for a while.
I think it's comforting. I like
Well, it's better,
consistency.
it's better than our other slogan. It's easy to digest.
Here for a while. Okay.
We also have our plant-based jerky, which is, I hate to say, selling faster than I can make it.
Really?
If you're on social media at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know I've been making jerky every fucking night for the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's a good problem to have, though.
Well, it is and it isn't, because
Yeah.
there's a two-pronged problem here. Like, if I sell it faster than I can make it, then I run out, and then people don't buy it. So that's bad. But the other problem
true.
is my dehydrators take up a lot of juice.
Ah.
Oh,
And
your
so-
power bill for sure.
No, the power bill's fine.
Just plug into your neighbors.
No, I can't run the dehydrators while the restaurant's open.
Oh, you tripped the breakers?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
So that's why all these overnights have been happening. So thank you so much for buying the jerky. Keep buying the jerky. I'll keep making it. I really will, and it's awesome.
Where can we find it? Will
boy.
it be there for a while?
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, we'll be
jerky's
here a
here
while.
I'm happy for you, man. I feel like you're just kind of like staying up listening to like drug rap or watching Blow and Narcos, just like getting your hustle on while you make that.
Yeah,
I thought you said doing blow and
I've been
Like I'm imagining a montage from a movie of him making
no,
jerky.
I'm mostly like scaring away nut jobs from my front stoop.
Oh, so it's
'cause-
more like Breaking Bad then.
yeah.
Okay.
Usually, well, it's State Street at 3 in the morning. What do you think's going on?
See, the I pictured is.
No, I spend the afternoon following what Stereo Williams is recommending that I listen to, and I take my crash course in hip hop history from 1979 to 1983,
It's so good.
and find some bands that I didn't know about, and I feel educated. That's good. So if you want to pick up the jerky, if you're in Logan, Island Market's got it. Jade Market, Watchtower Cafe here in Salt Lake City, Nooch Vegan Food in Denver. You've got Rabbit Food Grocery in Austin, Texas. Food in Portland, both locations. Halsey and Stark has it. And the USS Shiloh, which is currently somewhere probably in North Korea.
Right?
And then the Bike Doctor in Missoula, Montana.
Bikes!
Yay!
But just only buy one.
Buy a bike and some jerky.
That'd be dope. Like that'd be a good promo.
Or you could buy a whole bunch of jerky and build a bike out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to leave it in the
That'd
sun
be
for a while
weird.
before it works.
There you go. I go around telling everybody I'm friends with the vegan jerky king.
Please, can we get
It's
you a
it's
gold?
badge of honor.
I
huh?
honestly was talking to in a Lyft car last night because the guy made candied marshmallows or something.
Yeah.
And he was talking about production and like manufacturing and all this kind of stuff. I go, yeah, my buddy does vegan jerky, and the shit he spits at me like the numbers and stuff. I go, I would lose my mind. I go, I just make an ass of myself on television and talk about movies. Like that's
No,
I couldn't do it.
I'm bagging like 100 to 200 bags a week.
It's
And,
insane.
Wow.
And it's
Baking bad.
I salute, man.
But-
I couldn't do it.
So the plus side of all of this is I talked with my friend.
He's the dehydrator.
James, I talked to my friend James Martin. We're going to be shooting a video soon.
Yeah.
Because try to keep up with production. We're going to launch a Kickstarter to actually.
We didn't talk about my Director Guild feed, so it's gonna.
Well, it'll come out of the Kickstarter. So I gotta hire somebody to play
We talked about
an
it.
old miner.
I told him. He's in.
All right, I gotta get him one of those candle helmets and a pickaxe.
I've been spending all this time down at the jerky mines.
We're gonna have a good time.
Do y'all need an excited black feller to say it's easy to eat?
No.
Don't worry, Jay. Don't call us. We'll call you.
yeah. I'd say the money I spent to get Disney to distract you.
know.
He's distracted by Disney. He's Jay Whitaker.
That's right. Getting that Disney money.
All right.
That DITNY money. Disney
Disney.
money. Disney money. What's up, y'all? Hope you're having a great, productive Monday. Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine.
The fact you have to say that is
No, I mean
not
everything's
fine.
gonna be fine.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm a person of color in the military. I ain't got nothing to be worried about. I could be freaking out right now, but guess what? I'm doing just fine. I can watch the news, and my mind could melt all over different ways. Because I was sworn to protect enemies, foreign and domestic. But I'm so worried about the domestic and the foreign. God damn it! Nothing. Help us, please!
I thought
So-
everything was fine.
That fell apart right there. At the end.
Yeah, it sure did.
Jay, are you saying we're gonna die?
No,
Sorry, I was
gonna,
quoting South Park.
We're gonna be fine, guys. You wait. I'm on the scene. I'm taking care of things. I'll go talk it out.
It's a good thing Jay's here to protect
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I feel better.
All those Korean seeds with some shiny keys just chuck off to the side. There goes Jay.
Agent Whitaker's gonna save us all.
That's right. They airdrop me from the C-130, and I just come in. I'm like, I'm doing this by myself.
Having been there, I can honestly tell you, you'd be very popular in Korea.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un's like, he make me laugh.
I'd be like, guys, don't worry. My favorite Overwatch player is Diva, okay? And they'd be like, all right. But anyways, come fucks with me. Come fetch with me this weekend at Dry Bar Comedy in Provo. We're performing at the Madison, taping for Vid Angel. It'll be great. So if you guys can't make it and you would like to see a family-friendly show, you can stream it on Vid Angel, and it'll be a great opportunity when it comes out.
And
so,
that's when?
This is this Friday, August 18th.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing 2 shows, 7 to 9. I'll be performing with a great comedian named CJ Harlow. He'll be coming in town, and so it's going to be a good time. Come fetch with me.
CJ Harlow thinks he can come back into this town.
I mean,
Well, not this town. He'll be in Provo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's a few towns
Provo's
over.
You told him
okay,
not to come
CJ.
back. You told him not to come back to Salt Lake.
But don't worry, guys. Everything's fine. I got it from here. All right.
Hi,
I'm
Shannon.
so reassured.
Everything's not fine.
Shannon doesn't think anything's fine.
No.
Shannon Barnes. Shannon Barnes and everyone.
Good intro.
Yeah, come to Lucky 13 on Wednesday if the world still exists.
It'll be fine.
I'm your current champion.
It's
When
an
I say
Current
me,
champion, 8:30. It's,
I mean
it's a
egg.
pub quiz. It's just fucking great.
It's a nice distraction.
Yeah. We had a good time, huh?
Egg kicked the shit out of it this week. Actually, I did pretty good too.
And, well, you guys had Merrick on your team, too.
Yeah.
That
He,
guy's
he,
a-
he came up. He's like, "You guys mind if I join your team?" I go,
Yeah, we'll win.
"Fuck it, let's do this." Actually, that's what, right when he said it, he goes, "Oh, we just won."
Yeah. Seb's opening back up.
Oh, well, in a few weeks or when?
Nah. Next week, I gotta go
Next?
back.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna have to explain this fucked up world to kids.
It won't affect it.
I'm bringing a flask everywhere I go now.
Teach him to drink.
I don't know if I do that.
You don't think so?
No.
Probably not.
Let me tell you another thing.
I know
You
in
think
my-
you're better than me, kid?
In my line of
I've
work,
been to college. I no longer fishing. You don't.
I'll tell you right there, that flask in my line of work has got people fired. So,
Yep, that's true.
yep. Won't name names.
That's funny. Because in the
you-
world of
you-
professional cheffery, a flask is a must.
You can name names after the mics. I got some stories to share with you as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have media talk.
Yes, media talk coming.
I love media talk.
Not-
That's
not
our
here.
new podcast, Media Talk.
Not
Welcome
here.
back to Media Talk.
No, I guess
Here's your
our-
host, Kerry Johnson.
I guess everything's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we'll see. He's the host of Media Talk.
Hey.
He's Jimmy Martin.
Hey, watch me on KSL. Update. This is actually crazy news.
This is very good news for you.
They are going to add me to the 10 p.m. Sunday show.
Hey,
That is
That's a lot of eyeballs.
when they check. Usually, when they check ratings for like what networks are doing better, they check their Sunday
Yeah.
news network show, and so you can find me in the D block.
Yo!
roughly around 10:25, 10:30
I've
ish.
always considered you a bit of a D-block.
Yeah.
I'm a D block or
D
D bag,
Oh.
one of the two.
No, you know what? D block, street terms. That's some hood shit, right?
Yeah,
there.
I have no idea what it means.
That's a cell block.
Look, prison
block.
cell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's where Punisher comes and fights his way out.
Yeah, you rep.
Oh,
you go to the D block.
Yeah, you rep D block.
Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
die.
Yeah. Well, that's a given.
So 10 p.m. on Sundays every week. Junk interviews and reviews.
D block.
It was kind of funny. She was just like, "Yeah, what we have on there now is just like it's not working. It's all just sad. No one wants to watch it, kind of thing, you know." And she's like, "Let's just try it." And apparently the ratings went up, and so
We
It's
need some
all-
Jimmy Martin sparkle.
Because of you.
so that Big Movie Mouth Off, Read Me and Slug, Arrow, Geek Show, Mediocre Show. I think that's it.
If they're already listening, they're already listening to Geek Show.
I don't care. It's
Why
just
you
in my
fucking
brain. It's
tell 'em that?
programmed.
I mean, he'll be there a while.
Yeah.
He'll be there for a while.
I hope.
He's repping the UC block.
That's right.
Utah County block. He's the producer and designated driver of the program. He is Quad T.
Hi, I'm representing the UC block. It's nice to see all of you here today.
Holy shit! Check your privilege, man.
Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony, right here on the Geek Show podcast, or on the Gadget Spot podcast with Excitable James. Hey, thanks for filling in for him, guys. Jaron and Owen, and we talk about tech, gadgets, and video games.
Oh, I just got a note from the warden. I'm getting transferred to the UC block.
Hey, welcome aboard, my friend.
That's how D block rolls.
I'm
do you
the
ever-
leader here, so you can't do that.
Do you guys ever talk on your podcast about your increasing appearance of? You look like Brian Posehn more and more every day.
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't know how to take that.
My
I mean, I love Brian Posehn. He's hilarious, but
My wife was
Jesus.
super excited about your beard.
You know
Oh,
what?
that's
She
good.
saw your
I
beard at
have-
the Green Day concert video that you posted, and she was like, Tony's beard is epic. He's
I have never seen Brian Posehn and Tony in the same room.
Oh,
Neither have I.
So
Something to
the,
think
the
about.
plus news is, Tony,
I
you
need
will,
some-
you will be getting an invite from the Salt Lake chapter of the American Biking Association.
all right.
So
My plan is finally coming together.
Tony, have you seen the new terrible thing you can do with your beard?
No, what's that?
You can put jewels in it now.
Ugh.
yeah. Well, you
You
could
know,
also
Get
you
ready
could,
for that.
you could also braid it
Although-
into a bird's nest.
If I braided it and put jewels in it, it probably wouldn't fly up and hit me in the eye in the windy.
Hey, he flew up
times
and hit you in
outside.
your eye. It's Kerry Jackson.
Oh, hi. How are you? Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com, or if you have one of them radios still.
What is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, I'll be listening to you again in the car.
Oh, good.
I think we'll be needing those.
You'll be
after the
waking
EM.
me.
I look forward to your texts
Yeah.
when you when you're up.
I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy. That's the most.
That's usually what it is. Shannon and I have texting rituals. During the show, he will just text, "I'm sorry, buddy," and then usually on Monday, it's the Ray Donovan text exchange, which is just I'll start it with, "Oh, Bunchy."
Bunchy.
That's the name of the show is.
Aw,
Oh, Bunchy.
Bunchy.
He keeps fucking up so much, and then
By the way,
Yeah.
speaking of Sunday shows,
huh.
what'd you think of that musical guest on Twin Peaks this week?
I didn't watch it this week yet.
You haven't?
I haven't had a chance to. No,
It's so fucking.
it's
like
it's so bad.
The-
I hate fuck that show.
this episode. This episode's better.
All right. Okay.
I don't
Can
know.
can I spoil it for you? Do you want to hear the musical guest?
Yeah, sure.
It's James Hurley
Really?
singing his song.
Does he?
Just you.
Is he singing his song from the original series?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
It's so
Dude,
good.
I don't know
do-
if you
do
really
two-
like it. I came over right after you guys had finished it. And you guys were kind of just pouring out of on your steps, just like, I don't know.
Does he have?
I go,
does
who
he
wants
have?
to watch a show like that?
Does he have two dead-eyed women singing off key behind him?
He does actually.
Oh,
It's
boy.
great.
Well,
Just you.
the one of the heads of programming at Showtime hasn't committed to season 2 of Twin Peaks
Well,
yet,
neither is Lynch.
and neither is Lynch.
Yeah.
Mostly because he's in Paris and they're not talking.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't see a
There won't
second
be another one.
season. I don't think so.
I don't
um,
know if there needed to be this one.
Yeah,
I don't
Does
think-
anybody know the
I-
ratings on it? I mean, like,
It's
is it
bad.
not good. Not good.
Okay.
It's mostly because everybody's like, we would like to see Agent Del Cooper, and he's walk around like a dum dum
Yeah,
named Dougie.
he's not being Dale Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Raise a glass.
Uh-oh, who died?
Again.
This
Somebody-
is
damn
this
it.
is Leigh's. This happened earlier in the week. We needed to address this.
Yeah.
Haruo Nakajima.
Oh, the
He's
first
the guy in
actor.
suit.
Oh, sorry. I have to say it right.
Guy in suit.
Guy in suit.
The happiest dude you could ever see. Like, if you ever see pictures of him out of the suit, half the time he's wearing the bottom half of the suit.
Yeah.
And he's smoking a cigarette or drinking some whiskey. And
When he died, did he like fall in a bunch of buildings and crush them?
just 1,000 shoebox.
Mothra killed him.
You felt the 1,000 shoeboxes cry out and they were silent.
A moth flew in his mouth and choked him to death.
No, I think he died of old age.
Yeah,
No
he
problem.
was. Let's see, 88. Yes,
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah, that's a good
Not,
one.
not a young man.
That's a good run.
But seriously, just that.
That's
that,
young for an Asian.
That dude.
I don't.
That dude embodied.
I don't know the average.
I will never be able to answer that question.
That dude definitely embodied loving your work.
He really did.
Yeah.
He played. He did actor roles and things
Sure.
like that, but he is best known for being the guy in the Godzilla suit in the first one.
Well, let's be honest, the Godzilla's an actor role.
Well, yeah, I mean it is.
You had to move. You had to flip your arms around.
He
and
was
shit?
in every Godzilla movie between 1954 and 1972.
Wow.
The last one.
That's
he
a
did,
lot too.
The last one he did was Godzilla versus Gigan.
Which means he was the Godzilla in Godzilla versus King Kong.
He was also the one in this latest one.
Yeah.
He wore the
They
bushy
did the-
cap suit.
They did mocap.
He was only in it for 4 minutes.
Why is Godzilla in a wheelchair?
Looks like he's not even walking.
You know, you're watching that movie and you're thinking to yourself, why do they call it Godzilla? Obviously, they should have called it Bryan Cranston.
Well, there you go. Anyway, so rest in peace.
I
Did he get buried in the suit?
I hope they memorialize him in Pacific Rim Uprising. Sorry, it's very hard for me to say those 3 words together. I get excited and
I know you do.
start
The
screaming.
table lifted. It's weird.
Yeah, that's because
That was his ding
I
dong.
mess around with my leg a lot. So it's just
All right. Now, the next items I have, as you can see, these are 3 pages.
Oh, wow.
And they're all basically business.
business.
Okay.
So we can just skip through them quickly.
You
or
mean like business or like Disney?
Like-
Like Disney business?
some Disney business?
That did he been it?
Disney
Disney
business. Yeah.
Disney business.
The first one is Disney planning to pull all of its movies from Netflix and start its own streaming service.
Boo.
I don't have
I'm
a problem
good with that.
So sick
know
of
what-
it.
I'm
You know
good
what this-
with that.
You know what this is for real? This is Loot Crate. This is
Yeah.
Marvel and DC looking and going, why the fuck are we giving it to you?
Well,
we'll just go this way.
It starts with CBS All Access, and all these guys are going. When somebody was explaining net neutrality to me, all of a sudden it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Instead of having a service you can use that gives you multiple things, you will, strangely enough, be able to pick and choose what services you want.
Yep.
You're going to have to pay a premium for each and every
Now,
one
the
of them.
question I had is, are they going to pull Daredevil? Are they going to pull
No.
It
are
said
the
that-
Star Wars?
No,
Are they-
those are
Pixar?
those are
No.
co-owned by Netflix. So those
No, the Marvel stuff that Netflix did
Yes.
stays with
It will
Netflix,
stay with
but
Netflix.
everything else is going to the Disney
Well,
service.
So what about Star Wars?
no, there's still questions about Lucasfilm, and you'll probably get Marvel there too.
Yeah.
But there is still some questions about Lucasfilm. Bob Iger said that they're still looking at the rights of Star Wars and the Marvel films because you remember, the Marvel films were not started by Disney; they're
No.
co-owned by someone else.
Paramount.
Right.
So that's where we run into a bit of a
If you price it
gray
correctly,
area.
I mean, I could see this as, if it's done properly, I could see this as almost not the death, but one of the death throes of network television.
Yeah.
Because if you got it to the point where, like, okay, Preacher, I finally caught up on Preacher. Did I watch Preacher on AMC? Fuck no.
No.
I paid for a service that I watched it on. And the same with most of this other stuff. So if CBS says we're going to do all of our CBS programming online, you pay $6 a month to watch it. If even 30 channels did that, you're looking at almost the same as what people are paying for premium.
I don't think
cable.
it's the death of network television. I think it's the death of cable television, if anything, because like Comcast, stuff like that, because everybody always talks about doing a la carte kind of thing. And it's like, I just want these 10 channels.
Yeah, but you're the only person under 40 I know that watches network television.
That's not true. at all.
And I don't know. I know people who watch network shows, but they don't actually watch them when they're on. You're like
No, I watch most of my stuff on Hulu, but every once in a while I watch something on television.
right, but your TV is on networks sometimes when I come over, as opposed to almost everybody else I know. It's like, oh, I like you said, I watched it on Hulu or I watched it on this. or
I think
watched
my
it on
guys'
Or
grocery
if
games.
anything, 9 times I never watch anything live.
that. Right.
yeah, I
I'll-
never
I'll
watch
DVR
anything
it.
live.
Yeah, so I could see CBS, Disney, all these other things, and that's what Disney's going to be saying is why would I let these companies pay me money to do a premium channel when I can get the money directly from
Yeah.
the consumer?
It's funny you should mention Walking Dead because Robert Kirkman is leaving AMC to start his new TV deals with Amazon.
Ooh.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Amazon threw more money at him than AMC did.
Yeah, well, I mean, AMC has not been kind to The Walking Dead, really. They haven't really treated it as...
Really?
Seriously. I
Even
mean,
though it's like
It seems like their number one
even
show.
it's their number one show. Back when Mad Men was on, Mad Men got all the love.
That's true.
And
That's
they,
true.
They cut the budgets of Walking Dead.
Yep.
Mad Men got all the love then.
Is
That's
that why
one
they
of,
spent all
that's,
that
yeah.
season on the farm?
that's
that was
one of,
because that was
that
like
was-
their
well,
prestige show.
that's one of the reasons Frank Darabont left was because
Yeah, exactly.
Walking Dead wasn't getting
Well-
the respect and the money that it needed
No,
to
that's-
keep being a
but
good
that
show.
is-
But also he was a giant prick. I
Well,
don't
there's
know.
that too, but I'm
I
saying
mean,
one of the reasons he left was because of the money.
But that is why they were on the farm for a whole season.
Well, that's
that
the
was
reason-
right at Mad Men's
That's
height.
the reason why Preacher was in Anvil for an entire season, because
that-
they
yes.
said, oh, first season budget, you're going to be stuck in a town, even though you read the comics, they're on the road almost instantly.
So what this means is that, you know, Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and anything else that he had previously with AMC stays at AMC.
Because they own the rights to
Because
them.
they are co-owners. So anything else new that he puts
So
forward,
like if you want to do an Invincible,
if he wanted to do it, well, that's already a done deal.
yeah,
So that
Oh,
way,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
on Amazon.
it's not
no,
AMC.
I don't know who
it's-
bought it yet, but what's his face that did Preacher is working on it.
Yeah, they're all working on it.
The
So
guys
it's,
that did Preacher is working on
Yeah.
Invincible.
Oh,
So that's-
great! So it's gonna have nothing to do with the fucking comic book.
If it's good, I don't care.
so
Well, the last episode of the first season of Preacher had everything to do with the comic book. It just took them 9 episodes
Yeah.
to get
No,
there.
I mean,
I'll take your word for it.
we had Hair Star. We had. I mean, it was. I've been enjoying the hell out of it. Then the other thing is Netflix has acquired Mark Millar.
I saw
Millar,
that.
Millar World.
Yeah.
You know.
I hope that check clears.
So yeah, that means that, you know,
You're gonna get Huck,
you might get a Huck TV series from Netflix.
the super-powered hillbilly.
I would love to see what's the name of that? It's like a white Batman, except he's a terrorist.
Privilege.
I thought you were
That's
talking
the
about
guy.
you just,
guy.
You just described Batman. I don't know what you're talking about.
A white Batman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
But he's a terrorist.
Look up in the sky. It's a birds of plane. It's white privilege.
You've got a billionaire. You got a
I
billionaire
know
who
what you're-
dresses up in a tech suit to
I
vilify
know what
the
you're
mentally infirm and the
I
homeless.
can't remember the name of it. It was a great read. It was. He said, "What if the Joker was Batman? What if the Joker was Bruce Wayne?"
Yeah.
And he had all of Bruce Wayne's money. And he wrote this, and it was
was
really
really
good.
didn't Millar write Empire as well? Did you read that?
yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
so
a really good graphic novel. I hope they do that
So
one.
Netflix has got all of that. So
I don't know. That billionaire could have made a cool suit and just not cover his bed sheets. That's weird.
Gross.
privilege right now is the name of the episode. Just so you know.
We got to up our game.
Let's
the worst
see.
signal ever.
Couple of-
$1 sign flashing in the sky. Help us, privileged man!
It reminds me of the Deadpool where he goes back in the. It was the one that Brian Posehn wrote. I don't know why. Sorry, I don't know.
Why are you looking at me?
No, I know the one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
where he teams up with Luke Cage and Iron Fist to fight the White Man.
Yeah.
Like,
Jesus.
The man.
Yeah, no, it's the man, and it's like
Yeah.
it's this all white. Think Purple Man, but just white.
Yeah.
And dressed in like a pimp suit, and
Oh, it's hilarious.
it's
So
fucking hilarious.
they don't like albinos, is what it is.
Oh, no.
Nobody likes albinos.
Oh wait, no, somebody does like
Oh, yeah.
albino.
What?
let's hear
Shut
this.
the fuck up.
I do.
You're not
No,
kidding.
that's
Some of my favorite rappers
I'm
are
not
albinos.
kidding. I've got it's yes,
Seriously.
exactly.
It's a misprint. That's Albert Vino.
Let me find it.
Brother Ali is
No,
one of the greatest
it's-
rappers ever.
Again, that's how
Nope.
that's how the show works.
They're all
because,
supervillains. They're all of them.
because
They're
that's
all
how the show
assassins.
works.
What about Powder?
They're not very good though because they can't see well.
Yeah.
What about Powder?
They can't hide.
The
Fuck, Powder.
Black Lightning TV show has
Yeah.
cast its villain.
The albino?
Yes, I'm not kidding. I've got it right here.
Al Vino.
It's so funny that you guys brought that up.
You're so organized.
I know, right? It's a DC villain.
Uh-huh.
Black Lightning fought against a criminal organization in his first comic series called The 100.
Hunt it.
Hunt it. Keeping it 100. Led by an oversized crime lord named Tobias Whale. The villain is following to the TV show. Crondon is going to play.
Yo!
Yeah.
He's a great rapper.
Yes.
There's two albino rappers, is Brother Ali and Crondon.
Yeah.
Crondon's from the West Coast, Brother Ali's from
They're
the
probably
East.
also assassins on
But-
the
They're fucking, no, they're great lyricists.
Yeah.
But so he's playing Tobias Whale
Crondon.
in this show coming up. Tobias Whale, an African-American man with albinism, is the leader of Freeland's most feared gang, the 100. But in the days before, Black Lightning, Tobias was a politician, rising up the ranks of local government through corrupt and illegal means. That was until he was brought down by Alvin Pierce, Jefferson's father. Enraged, Tobias murdered Alvin and was driven underground into exile. It's here that he found a place to rebuild, growing into the violent and methodical leader of the
Hunt it.
Hunt it.
as we find him today. Black Lightning's recent return has ignited Tobias's desire to emerge from the shadows and face his biggest adversary,
Hunt it.
Jefferson Pierce, a.k.a. Black Lightning.
I would just like to point out that albinos are always emerged from the shadows.
What channel is it going on?
CW.
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 I know I'm probably offending all of our albino listeners.
I never heard it called albinism.
Albinism.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've just heard albino.
They make my favorite kind of gummy bears.
But to our listeners, check out seriously, check out Krondon and Brother Ali. Great artists, seriously.
They sing about being assassins.
Shut the fuck up.
Powder.
And then
I can bend spoons with my mind.
I've got a couple of Terminator stories
good.
for Tony.
Have you heard about my reappearance in the Terminator universe?
Well, yeah, because
good.
the
It's
rights are reverting back to James Cameron.
I've never seen Brian Posehn, Tony, and Arnold Schwarzenegger in the same
was
movie.
That's weird, huh?
Was that Cameron's?
He's looking super yoked lately.
Thank you for noticing.
That kitty brat's weird looking.
But he's getting the rights back, and he's working with Tim Miller. Tim Miller's going to direct it because he's so busy making how many Avatar sequels?
74.
74.
He's doing
Wait, who,
23. 23 Avatar movies. He wants me to be in 4 of them.
Who's Tim Miller?
He directed Deadpool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's going to direct it. Now, he spoke about what the future would look like as far as Arnold.
future?
Why Arnold Schwarzenegger
The future.
would still be in these movies.
Well, Genesis wasn't great, but there was a great explanation of why. Because he was sent earlier.
Yes.
And
Right.
it's living tissue over an endoskeleton.
So he
it
ages.
ages,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is where he goes deeper. He says you've got to ask yourself, why did they make these characters look and sound like Arnold? There has to be a reason.
Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, it has flashed through my mind that there has to have been a prototype. There has to have been a guy whose DNA was harvested from, that they grew the organic outer layer that they grew the Terminator from, and
Hell yeah.
that was presumably a real person. At
It
some
was
point.
me.
And
I'm not going to
And it
believe
was
that
me.
Arnold was a
I'm
fucking
sorry,
scientist.
accents are fucking genetic.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
My accent is
Hold
so
on.
deep, it goes into my genes.
That's my soccer coach who went
See-
to London for 6 weeks
So you
and got
guys,
a British accent.
when I read this explanation, all of these, I'm like, huh?
So
now
he was
the-
a very convincing scientist in Twins.
Oh, they're
Well-
going to put Arnold in a little lab coat. He's like, I'm making robots.
I saw
It's in my genes. I want to put a moon-faced boy in a maid.
there's a clip on YouTube if you go check it out. I saw it last week coincidentally. It's a deleted scene from Terminator 3, I think.
Uh-huh.
Am I
When
fucking
they're-
a maid?
No.
He's sitting there making the robots, and the cleaning lady will come in, like,
So-
sweeping up the lab.
Oh,
What the clip sets up is it shows people in what is it, Cyberdyne,
Yeah.
and the government working
Cyberdyne.
together towards these cyborgs, and it shows the first T800 model, and then it shows a young Arnold Schwarzenegger dressed in a military uniform, talking about how they're going to be based on him, but he has this terrible hick accent.
What?
Arnold Schwarzenegger, they gave him this terrible.
How y'all doing?
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah, you got to watch the clip. It's hilarious. And then the guy's like, "We got to do something about that voice, though." And then the guy sitting next to him turns to him and says, "We can do something about the voice."
Where can I see
Where
It's on
that?
is that?
YouTube. It's on YouTube.
All
It's
right.
a cutscene
a
from what? Or-
Terminator 3.
Hey,
I think
buddy,
you-
I got to use the bathroom. Fuck you, asshole.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Give me your boots, your clothes, and your motorcycle.
Is your name Sarah Connor?
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
God dang.
Man, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back.
I'm going to be back.
Some bitch.
I'll be back
come
here.
with me if you want to live.
I'll be back here, y'all.
Ava La Vista, baby.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Did y'all know something?
Yeehaw.
Let me tell y'all about computers. My CPU is a neural net processor, learning computer. The more human contact I make, the more I learn.
Hey, you know what? You better come with me if you want to live.
I'm a metal my bones are made of metal, and I got a living tissue flesh on the outside of them.
Hey, John Carr, check it out. It's a thumbs up. Free beer.
Ugh.
Let's make this movie.
That's a whole new movie.
Anyway, I hope that's actually on YouTube because I swear I watched it and I didn't dream about it last night. I think I watched it yesterday.
Hysterical.
I hope it exists.
would
I'm gonna look it up right now just
We
to
gonna
make
call
sure.
it the Verminator. The Verminator, y'all.
Well,
that could be the alternate universe we used to live in.
Well,
too.
Maybe that was the Berenstein universe.
while you're looking that up, there's more Terminator news.
Yes, keep going.
Bring it up.
Because
Sing it, son.
they're re-releasing Terminator 2 in 3D into theaters
Oh, you're so excited, Lee. He loves
Lee
that
already
movie.
bought you a ticket.
August 25th.
Tell you what, let's go see a double feature of that and Phantom Menace, Jimmy.
Oh.
Mine's better.
That is the movie that must not be named.
So the question is did Cameron go George Lucas on the re-release and
Put some dewbacks in there.
put some stuff in there?
It's a fucking douchebag.
Well, he did.
Gungans.
He changed one thing.
It's not
The-
a thumbs up, it's a
the-
middle finger.
He changed one thing.
The T200 shot first.
He says, apparently, if you watch it, it's pretty noticeable. The famous canal chase scene when the T-1000 dive bombs a tow truck into the canal.
Oh, it's a semi-truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The windshield falls out. And then in the next shot,
Yes.
He pushes it
the
out.
windshield is back.
I remember noticing that, watching it on the DVD.
Cameron says, it's always bugged me.
Of all
So,
the things in his life, that's what bugged him.
so that's the one change that he has made to the new
Huh.
Terminator
I
2
remember-
How much money do you
remember
think he spent on that?
re-release.
To do that, a couple grand.
Easy.
Digitally.
I think he's also going back and re-editing the Academy Awards to delete the moment of silence for the victims of the Titanic.
Oh,
No, actually, what he should do is alter his face when Catherine Bigelow won for Hurt Locker right in front of him.
Yep.
Good old ex-wife.
The thing that bugged me the most about that scene is the semi truck falls 15 feet into that canal and just keeps driving like it's not got anything
That's
wrong
the
with it.
Los
So-
Angeles.
Built Ford tough.
yeah, I guess.
That's
So-
the
Wasn't a goddamn Dodge. I'm the Terminator.
Hey, I'm going to go down to Tech Noir
Okay,
and go dancing.
I found the clip.
so wait, that was the problem that you had with that movie. Okay.
Yeah, everything
All right.
else seems believable.
Everything else is fine.
All
You
the
want,
time
you want some
travel
audio
and
for this?
What's, uh,
liquid metal monsters.
What is this? What is this clip called? So people can.
It's called Terminator 3 Sergeant Candy Scene.
Sergeant Candy.
What? My name is Sergeant Candy.
Let me plug
I'm
this
from
in.
Birmingham, Alabama.
Where's the?
All right,
Oh,
I'm
there we
afraid
go.
the name of the episode is now Sergeant Candy.
Hey, no, I mean, that's what it should be.
So I fast forwarded a little bit into this,
I'm
so
just
we should.
privileged to be a part of
I
it.
want to say,
This is Sergeant Candy's Lonely Heart Club Band.
Private vendor, Cyberdyne. Cyberdyne? It's ancient history.
Using designs generated by Skynet, we need no longer
wanna see
risk
the
the
picture.
well-being
Oh, sorry.
of our men and women in uniform.
Okay.
Robots will
So
take
this
their
is-
place on the front lines.
Is that?
I'm Chief Master Sergeant William Candy.
Oh, so that,
I was honored to be selected by CRS
that's
in the
Arnold.
ongoing
Yep.
effort to save American lives.
But
Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
about that accent.
We can fix it.
No, you guys gotta see this shit.
everybody go watch it.
CRS
Wow.
This is a mind fuck.
of the future.
oh, that's hilarious.
I told you it was real. I told you.
It's me.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
But it fits perfectly into Terminator 3. 'cause that
Oh,
movie's
yeah,
a
yeah.
pile of shit.
Oh,
For sure.
It's so,
Sergeant Candy.
How y'all doing?
now, imagine the thought process. I mean, we've seen Terminator 3,
Oh my
and it's not great. Why did you leave that out?
Yeah.
I know that's the best. That would have been the best part in the whole movie.
That would have had everybody
Easily.
talking.
I would have shit my pants right in the theater.
My,
It's so fucking
I knew
good.
I was going to hate Terminator 3 when she gets pulled over by the cop, like the female Terminator, and like her boobs get bigger. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, and it's just, oh, it's awful. No, the one thing I will say,
They
though,
need a little bit more Sergeant Candy.
the end of Terminator 3 though is actually pretty good because it's Judgment Day. I mean, like,
Right,
holy
that-
shit,
that
we
was
haven't seen
cool.
Judgment Day.
Yeah.
No, I
I mean,
like-
we'll see it soon, but
I didn't hate.
I mean,
30.
I didn't
yeah,
hate
I
it.
didn't
Yeah.
hate it, but it definitely wasn't as good as 2.
Well,
yeah.
and the best Terminator wasn't even on in a theater.
Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
were really good.
Yeah,
those
that's,
were good.
that actually made Terminator make sense.
Yep.
and-
It
and
actually-
told
what
a
was wrong
very-
with the first one?
Starring Cersei.
The first one's good.
Yeah.
I'm saying the TV series actually told a compelling, thrilling Terminator
Yeah.
story and took its time doing it and
It had no T-1000.
I think it had.
Didn't
But
have no Sergeant Candy in it.
But you know who it did have was Bert from Raising Hope as the evil Terminator.
And he was an evil Terminator,
He
and
was-
there was a
That
T-1000.
guy is such a great fucking actor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
T-1000.
they-
It was Shirley Manson from Garbage.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Oh,
some,
that's right.
They did some shit with time travel on that show.
That was
you know,
good.
yeah,
It was a great show.
It was solid stuff. So, because it wasn't constrained to 2 hours, they were able to tell a really, really cool end of the world. Let's not have the end of the world.
Well, what's
story.
her name from Game of Thrones?
Cersei.
Oh
yeah.
Cersei.
But that time
She was
travel when they
great.
time travel into the middle of the road and the highway. Oh my God, that was fantastic.
Yeah, and the fact that when they say, because the female Terminator comes and says, I can take you back.
Summer Glau.
Summer Glau takes him to that bank where all the other time travelers have been leaving pieces of a time machine. and
That's
saving
right.
deposit boxes.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
holy
was cool.
shit.
I didn't watch that show again.
Go back and watch
Oh,
it
it's
again.
really
It's
good.
really good.
It's- I don't care what anyone said. I liked Genesis.
I like.
I didn't see the
I didn't
preview, so
hate
I
it, but
didn't
it's
have
for-
the spoil. I didn't have that spoiler
yes.
in the
Now,
Now,
previews.
which one was that one?
That was the last one that
Was-
came
that
out
was
with
the one
Amelia Clark.
in the
I
Doctor
did
Who
not.
motherfucker.
I
I
did
thought
not
it was
see
a
that.
turd.
Was that when Matthew
I
Smith?
just realized
was in it?
everybody from Game
Yeah.
of Thrones is in the
Doctor Who.
Terminator.
Yeah,
universe.
yeah.
Because that was the big spoiler.
I
in the-
like that.
in the-
Yeah, they gave away in the second trailer, I think, the big spoiler where you find out there's a twist, and
Yeah.
It's
they
John
shouldn't
Connor.
have given that away.
and that's what fucked
Yeah.
it up.
I
But it
think
was-
that's why I didn't
It
see
wasn't
it.
bad.
I
But it's
liked
very
it.
forgettable, though.
I watched it. I watched it on
yeah,
cable,
okay.
and I was like,
Yeah.
Well, I'll
Well,
I didn't walk out like the Emoji
Sergeant
movie.
Candy. I don't know why they didn't release that.
Sergeant
God,
Candy.
damn.
God damn it, I'm Sergeant Candy.
I'm Sarge Candy. I'm the future.
I'm probably gonna watch that 700 times in the next 2 days.
Hey y'all, y'all worry about robots? Don't worry.
matter of
Sergeant
fact-
Candy's on job. We gonna be fine.
Matter of fact,
They're made out of me. It's gonna be okay.
matter of fact,
Woo-hoo.
I want to watch it again right now. So after these messages, we'll be right back.
Sergeant Candy.
And we are back.
Yeah. All right. What's up? We back. We chilling. Hey, I just realized something.
You're Sergeant Candy?
Sergeant Candy sounds like Mr. Hanky and Mr. Poopy Butthole combined.
A little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm the future. I'm the future. Look at my face. Woo!
Next, the next two items that I have are for Leigh.
Uh-oh.
First of all, the Hellboy movie is no longer called Hellboy.
I'm fine with that. That's fine.
Whatever that means.
I don't really like the long titles. Keep it simple. Let's go.
And they have cast.
Let's just call them all Hellboy.
Well, the last one was Valerian. Valerian in the city of 1,000 planets.
Yeah.
Okay, no one's going to call it that. It's Valerian.
And they have cast the Blood Queen
Oh yeah.
from the movie that is no longer called Rise of the Blood Queen.
Okay.
I seen this.
Were they worried about comparisons to that Anne Rice movie? Was the
Queen of the Damned.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
don't
don't
so.
think they were.
Oh, that had that singer in it.
Yeah.
Aaliyah.
Oh yeah,
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah, one of the greatest singers ever.
Yeah.
She was good.
It is Mila Jovovich.
Oh!
Mila Jovovich?
You mean
Typecast much?
Lilo Dallas Multipass.
Yeah, she is going to play the Blood Queen.
That's cool.
In the comics, the Queen of Blood is, help me say this right, Nimue? N-I-M-U-E?
Don't know.
Okay. A centuries-old witch who lived and practiced magic during Arthurian times.
Ah.
Oh.
She was a pivotal character in the Hellboy mythology, looming as a growing threat in the background over the course of many story arcs.
She's Western Europe's version of Eastern Europe's Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Baba Yaga.
and did I tell you that they cast Professor Broom as well?
No.
Ian McShane.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Cocksucker.
That's good.
Yeah,
I was interested before that. I heard that cast. I heard that cast, and I said, "Oh, I'm in for this."
Life-
This
I
looks
like Mila
good.
Jovovich. I don't like the Resident Evil movies, but
Life
she's
got
a good actress.
Life got good for him when he hit his sheriff years.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. I'm actually I get a lot of people messaging me. By the way, I'm off social media right now, so you don't bother messaging me because I'm not there. I'll be back.
Just taking a
Say
break.
it right, though.
Just taking
I'll be
it-
back.
I can't.
I'll be back.
But
I'll be back.
yeah, a lot of people want me to be pissed off about the new Hellboy movie, and I'm not pissed off
No.
about a new Hellboy movie.
No.
If you have a rational mind,
let's
give
see
it a
what
chance.
let's see what they do with it.
Show me what you
Exactly.
got.
show me
Personally-
what you've got.
Personally, I think there are two things that need to be done with Hellboy to make it work, and neither one of them involves cinema. But I think it needs to be on a network and it needs to be animated.
Ah, there you go.
You've
I
been
agree.
saying that argument a lot lately. I've
I
noticed
have
that.
been because well,
It's a good argument.
There's a it's on probably on Hulu and I know it's on YouTube, but they took Mignola's animation style and did the amazing screw-on head.
So good.
And
I'd love.
it's
Paul
fantastic.
Giamatti did the
Paul-
voice.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Lincoln. It's fantastic stuff. I mean, it's like Venture Brothers to the Power of 4. But when I saw that, I was like, okay, you can do Mignola's art style as
Yeah.
animation and go ahead and.
See, that's what Ron Perlman should be pushing for.
And they did too.
You know.
They did
with
two
the entire
movies.
cast of
Yeah.
the Hellboy movies
Yeah.
under Del Toro. They were fun, but they were missing that Mignola style.
Right.
They were very much a American animation style.
Ah,
that,
okay.
You
Like,
know,
yeah, it almost looked like DC.
right.
Animation.
So if you're not going to do Mignola style, you have to have an auteur that's going to make the movie atmospheric and moody in its own right. So
There you go.
if they do that with live action with this, cool. But I'd rather see it animated.
Well, and can I say, speaking of King Arthur,
Oh.
Jimmy let me borrow.
I gave it to you
I
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
gave it to me.
because I got two
like
copies
Guy,
of it.
Guy Ritchie's King Arthur movie is fucking awesome.
I liked it a lot.
But my thing
It's
is,
easy to watch.
Well, I will say that
it's,
Cool, now
it's
he's stuck with
montage
that.
the movie.
you're not getting a sequel.
no.
Yeah.
It bombed.
Which, but,
horribly.
But like, if
Yep.
you like me, I love the King Arthur mythos,
Yeah.
and I love Guy Ritchie.
I-
and it gave me everything I
When-
fucking wanted.
When I texted you and Egg and I said, like, what are you guys up to? Like, oh, we're watching King Arthur. I'm like, I'll go watch like 20 minutes, just kind of hang out, swing by,
and you watch the whole thing.
watch the whole goddamn thing. Like,
It's probably the best sword and sorcery movie to come out in a long, long time because that's the thing that's always missing from Arthurian stories. I mean, I wrote my doctoral thesis on them, and it's all about magic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
see,
about,
that's what I liked
Well,
about it.
everybody gets caught up on the French romances in the 1800s with Le Morte d'Arthur and all this other shit. It's
Yeah.
not about Guinevere and Lancelot. It's
Lame.
about
Yeah.
it's
about
this-
wizards.
It's about a magic sword.
Magic
and
swords.
Still, no one's put the fucking scabbard into anything. The scabbard's actually more powerful than the sword.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the
For
scabbard.
why?
Excalibur's scabbard in all of the old stories makes it so you cannot be cut, you cannot age, you cannot be damaged in battle. And the scabbard is the thing everybody's trying to steal.
Well, I want one of
The
those.
sword. And also, Excalibur was never in the fucking stone, but that's a whole other story.
Wow,
So
okay.
Excalibur's the sword that the Lady of the Lake gives to Arthur when he proves himself by pulling the fake sword out of the stone. Anyway.
I will say, though, the production-wise, though, Jude Law is fantastic.
Yes.
Oh God, he's
Hunnam's
such a
great.
prick.
The costumes.
The costumes are amazing.
And if you are a fan of a lean boxer's build, Charlie Hunnam's shirt seems to disappear a lot, and when he's wearing it, oftentimes it's wet. So I mean, the dude got chiseled.
But it's in my interview, and I love it because Richie said he doesn't like doing them, and I don't know why. That whole movie is a fucking montage.
Oh, yeah.
Like and he goes, I don't really like doing them. I'm like, but you perfected it. Like, I usually fucking hate montages, but like you've done it great.
It's a 4th century gangster movie with swords.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jay had a question?
I just didn't know you wrote a. Wait, you wrote a doctoral thesis?
Yeah, I got a PhD in Arthurian mythology.
Seriously?
Sure.
There he goes.
He's blueberrying you.
I got it at from Miskatonic University in Arkham, Massachusetts.
I've actually had more people send me messages saying that they want to read my thesis on Blade Runner.
Yeah,
because I wrote a 15-page
No,
Blade Runner.
But that's a real paper.
That is a real paper. It's
Little
called
known story. It doesn't exist anymore. The dearly departed Weiss brothers and I wrote like a 600-page comic book based off Arthurian legend. And we illustrated the whole thing because those two were obsessed with Arthurian mythology. So pre-internet, the three of us would sit around in coffee shops until 4 in the morning, looking up any Arthurian legends we could find. And I think Scott tried to teach himself French so that he could translate some of the old pre.
Are you really blueberrying, or? Are you,
This sounds real.
This is real.
Okay,
Because the name Arthur is actually an anglicized bastardization of Arctus, which means great bear or great chief. So we found all the old Roman stories about Arthur being a Roman general. We found the old Gaelic story that comes from the Mabinoan and Lula Geifs and the stories that George Lucas made out of Star Wars. All this stuff ties together. So when we started finding like the really cool nitty-gritty shit, like the scabbard, like the fact that Lancelot really was only introduced to make it a romance story. Prior to that, Gawain was the badass knight that everybody was interested in. Getting into the sword and sorcery aspects and just the sheer guttural, nasty-ass magic that's going on. The fact that Merlin's a fucking lecherous manipulator, no one gets that right. I think the guy that did Excalibur did.
He was a little bit.
Yeah.
Did Merlin okay.
Sword in the Stone, Merlin was kind of a jerk.
Yeah, I mean,
the Disney movie.
getting into
Holy shit.
getting into Vivian, the Lady of the Lake, and why she has the sword and what the lake is made of, and the fae folk and the old people.
Somebody should do an awesome Arthur TV show.
Every word you said in the past 2 minutes is absolutely why I love you.
No, honestly, Jimmy, I'm the entire time you're saying this, I'm like, Lee George Cage, we don't deserve you.
No, this is the shit.
like,
Okay,
holy shit, man.
there is a
Wow.
there is a castle in Arthurian legend called the Castle of Ambush that for some reason dipshit knights keep riding by.
And they get ambushed?
Yeah, they get ambushed because they're like, oh, here I am. I'm questing right now. I'm going to go by Castle Ambush and see what happens. Well, you're going to be in a...
I'm not joking. I just like want to pull a Rick and Morty and just like shrink myself and just drive through like Lee's brain and be like, what the fuck?
You start talking Arthurian legend, and I get all kinds of lit up. So anyway, we did this 600-page manuscript where we were going to tell the definitive, which of course is impossible because you're dealing with 7 or 8 different cultures and at least 1,600 years of history, where we were going to tell the definitive story, and we never finished it. But I think it got thrown away.
Oh,
You don't know where it is?
Oh no! I mean, it at one point was in Denver with one of them, and it may have come back to Salt Lake with the other.
And after that,
yeah. But I mean, we had all the concepts. I know they hammered out the script, and I was probably 100 pages into drawing it.
Wow.
So, and that's when I couldn't draw.
I will just take a great Notorious B.I.G. lyric and rearrange it.
All right.
Because this is the only way we could sum this up.
All right.
This is from a 112 song that Notorious B.I.G. does a guest feature on it. It says, Jesus, the notorious, just please us with your lyrical thesis. Ladies and gentlemen, Lee's us, the notorious, just please us with your doctoral thesis.
If they gave doctoral theses for comic books based off King Arthur, I'd have a PhD.
But you like that movie?
I loved it.
I do too.
I loved it because they did a couple of things. For one, the woman in it was not ever damseled. Never once did she damsel. She was actually the badass manipulator. She was the Merlin, which is pronounced Mervyn in Gaelic. But anyway, I don't know how else make V sounds.
You also came up yesterday when we were at the Comic-Con meeting, and somebody asked me if I was planning on going to Star Wars Land when it opened.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically the hotel.
Right.
Yeah.
The immersive storytelling thing.
Right.
And I forgot when we're going.
My 50th birthday.
That's
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
1 month and 28 days from
Cat
now.
and I, or actually, no shit. I need to do this week. We're gonna take go to the bank or whatever. I think you might be able to do it in the app and set aside like $20 or $40 a week.
Yep.
Just gonna set aside
Oh.
into Leigh birthday fund.
All right. That's because I need to start planning now because I want to go.
Yeah, no,
I want to go.
And I'm fucking going like VIP shit. Like,
I'm glad
around.
we just announced it so that people that.
Everybody's gonna go now.
I'm glad all of Geekshow is going to be there to celebrate my 50th birthday.
Are our birthdays close?
They're very close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
they're about 10 days apart.
Well, they announced some other stuff
birthdays.
to go along with it. The themed land's called Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Won't open until 2019. But later this year, Disney is giving fans something to hold them over. They just announced the virtual reality experience called Star Wars Secrets of the Empire.
Yeah, and guess who did that?
And
The Void!
yes, it's the Void. It will open at Disney Springs in Orlando and Downtown Disney in Anaheim. And those are Disney's commercial areas that are not connected to the park. You don't need a ticket. You can just go walk right up.
It's like their little mall.
Yeah. It's a great place to drink.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a great
It's
place to
also
get.
the absolute best
I
Lego
love to
store.
go to that Rainforest Cafe. Look at them. I like to watch monkeys while I eat.
I like to go to Tortilla Joe's because you can get a gallon of guacamole for like $1.50.
And a gallon of margarita.
Yeah. You introduced me to that.
But
That was good.
they have a
A
pretty good
gallon
margarita.
of margarita?
Oh, yeah. You can get a
Holy
pitcher.
shit.
You can
It's
get
a
pictures
pitcher.
of margaritas. Yeah.
Because it's a civilized society.
That's right.
Right?
That means it's a grown-up state?
And
Yeah.
you can watch cosplayers walk by and cheer them on.
But you see that you get good and toasted and then hop on the monorail and head into the park.
I'm scared shitless
oh.
about that hotel because if I wake up drunk and I look out the window and it's space, I'm gonna freak out.
There are paper towels in the time closet.
That's why I don't plan on getting too terribly drunk, but I do plan on trying to figure out a way to make that my matrix.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, because
Dude, the second I wave I'm sure it'll be like a wristband or something on the elevator. It's like,
Yeah.
welcome so and so Skywalker. I'm like, oh.
what's super exciting about this VR thing that they're doing is I think that the greatest application they're going to have for this is for people with dementia, because when you get into elder care, one of the biggest problems that comes up, they're realizing that music therapy really helps a lot. People that are having dementia episodes, that if you play them music from when they're younger, for some reason, it kind of helps them come out of the dementia state they're in.
No.
But if you're dealing with elder care, you're having folks that are spending so much of their time, so much time that could be quality time, that could be quantitative time, they're spending it basically nearly vegetative or in front of a television or just bored out of their heads because they want to see their family. So you take this immersive VR technology and you start putting that into elder care scenarios. Like,
Are you brain candy in them?
no, I'm saying that you
Put them in their favorite memories?
Yeah, I
That's
am.
brain candy in them.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm saying that you take somebody whose heyday, or you make it so that it's an immersive thing. That if their favorite thing, like if I'm 80 years old and you said to me, "Hey, Grandpa,
Christmas 1992.
no, hey, Grandpa, go to Tatooine," and
Oh, you want to go to Tatooine? Okay.
yeah, I mean that could be a thing where if somebody's favorite thing was the blues, then their VR experience is going out to old blues bars in Chicago's in the 40s.
This was also an episode of Black Mirror, just so you know.
I was
Absolutely.
If your
just
favorite
thinking
memory
about
is
that.
That's right.
If your favorite memory is watching Owen and Baru just get set on fire, I mean that's okay. If
I'm
somebody
there.
You
watched
could
that
set
for-
them on fire.
Well,
in your immersive.
Secrets of the Empire is a collaboration between Lucasfilm, ILM X Lab, and The Void.
The Void.
It will allow fans to move freely in the untethered social and multisensory experience.
You know what I just realized?
In-
The Void is the first scene in Valerian, with everybody with their goggles on and
No.
wander around in a field
Okay.
and shit.
Including interaction with fans, friends, and Star Wars characters. From the look of the art, it seems that the experience takes place on Mustafar and has something to do with Darth Vader's castle.
Yes.
Darth Vader has a castle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
in
man.
Rogue One.
In Rogue One.
One of the things
That was his castle?
Yeah.
That's
That's something going back. That's something going all the way back to Empire Strikes Back because supposedly
Timeshare?
they wanted to show Vader's castle in Empire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is an official Lucasfilm thing at Disney locations, shepherded by ILM X Lab. So it's an authentic Star Wars everything. I mean, visual sounds, all of that. So maybe it will be considered canon.
Isn't
I don't know.
Mustafar's why he got his legs burned off. And
which
shit, right?
which is why the cruelty of his castle being there. It's like probably
I don't
right.
think you could leave, right? I mean,
Right there on the banks of the lava flow that your legs are cut off. I'm going to build a castle here
I
so I
used to
can
have
remind
legs
myself
here.
what a dink I am.
So this story doesn't say when this is going to happen.
That's sooner than the actual
but
park.
this is to hold you over. So
One of the-
it might
God
be
damn
soon.
it.
Yeah.
One of the things the Void team does that I love is they actually put physical objects in the VR environment.
Yeah,
So
it's
if there's a
good.
countertop or a door or whatever else, through the glasses you're seeing you might see a different type
but
of
you'll
door.
feel a physical
Yeah, but you
object.
actually interact with physical
So-
physical objects
God,
in
I
the
hope
environment.
I hope I live long enough to see this.
When I went through to their Ghostbuster experience,
Yeah.
I looked around the first room I was in, and on the TV I could see a PKE meter.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that's a PKE meter." I walked over, picked it up.
Yeah.
And as you went around, you could see it going off and everything, depending on the direction you were pointing.
and
I
you
was
were-
physically holding
and you felt it in
a
your
PKE
hands?
meter. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
but
wow.
what's great about it is that they don't have to actually program the PKE meter to do anything other
Right.
than be a prop.
Well, yeah, that's the
but
thing.
your goggles are showing you the PKE meter going off.
When we got done, I still had it in my hand, and it was just a formed piece of plastic.
Yep.
But
My
my
only-
goggles made it look like it was a real PKE meter.
I was thinking about the Void the other day, and like it's my only question in the sense that that's great,
Yeah.
but like how I'm trying to think, how fast can you make that go? Because if he goes and picks up that PKE meter, the person behind him is going to go next. They got to put another PKE meter. Like,
There's nobody right behind them.
that-
Immediately right behind them.
No,
I think,
if
I
if
think
he's
they
doing
have
a
a
Disney
crew.
World though.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a crew that goes through and resets.
Yeah,
it.
they'll have
you
to
know
be
how
a-
fast
but
Disney
re-
is.
Definitely
Yeah.
a staging crew.
That's what I'm saying. You got to reset the
For
they're-
sure.
They're going to
reset-
have a bunch
They'll have like 5 or
of,
10.
of ex-Olafs
Right.
scrambling out of the manhole covers to reset.
And they'll have like 15 PKE meter props. They can just toss
Sure.
one in.
I'm just
each
saying
time.
that just seems like what's the flow going to be like? It's
Yeah.
like, are you going to sit there waiting for 5 hours? Like
They'll have to work that out.
I don't
for
envy
sure.
them, and I don't envy the people that have to deal with people like me losing their shit in the middle of Star Wars. Yeah.
I'm gonna stay here forever.
I'm a Greedo. I'm not leaving. Sir, you have to keep moving. Please walk forward. No.
My son's already been given instructions by my wife on what to do if Dad disappears. They're like, A, look for a really tall, tubby guy with a Rhodian mask on, leaning up against a wall, acting like he belongs there.
You're just sitting in a booth, like shooting at Greedo. Just don't stop.
He walks up to you leaning against the wall. Dad? Not Dad. Greedo. Greedo.
No,
Family's going to dinner.
Just so you have a little insight, the character was created a good 20 years ago. His name's Greedo.
Oh, right.
He's Greedo's fat uncle. And my thing is, I might just build the costume, but Greedo wears a similar costume to Greedo, but it's crushed velvet and orange.
Oh, yeah.
And the shirt's kind of popping open because his belly's gotten big. But Greedo's just going to wander around Star Wars land with posters of Greedo saying, "You've seen him?"
You know what names eventually going to turn into burrito?
Burrito, Breedo,
Burrito.
burrito. Yeah.
Greedo. Also, a quick question because I don't recall this character from the X-Men. This is for the Gifted TV series. Elena Satine has been cast as Beautiful Dreamer.
That's a sweet name.
No. Maybe that's made up for the TV show. I'll look it up.
Look it up because
it
it's
sounds familiar,
it-
but
yeah.
like forgettable.
Hey, if Sergeant Candy's real, anything is real.
That's right. Matt Nix, the showrunner, revealed that the character will debut in the show's second episode. Will have romantic ties with Thunderbird. Let's
Thunderbird's
see.
gonna be the show?
Thunderbird is in it, and he looks badass.
Yes.
Oh, he's got 2 knives. And
They discussed Dreamer's mutant ability to manipulate people's memories. One of the things about her character is that's a really sexy power that isn't a gigantic power. We aren't blowing up a building with her. It doesn't involve 6 weeks of CG.
Yeah, she's real.
She's real.
She's a Morlock in the comics.
yeah, there's so many Morlocks they can tap.
See, that's what they should be. Like they should be the Morlocks.
I don't know. I watched the trailer for this, and if they do it right, I'm so on board. It might be the most X-Men thing that has
Yeah.
ever
That's what I
X-Men.
thought too.
And
Yeah, I
I
think so.
loved Blink. I think the look of Blink is just fantastic.
And I'll even
me
watch
ask
it
you
because
this.
even though that asshole from True Blood's in it,
Which asshole?
Suki.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
the
he-
dad.
I have to
I
ask
like
you,
him.
Leigh,
It's
because
alright.
you said something that like really, I've had kind of discussions about, not necessarily debates, but discussions.
Yeah.
Are you just waiting for the X-Men movies to actually do the fucking X-Men right?
I have been since the first X-Men
Like
movie.
I still don't feel like we've seen all the movies, and I don't know.
I
mean,
feel
it doesn't feel X-Men-y
No.
enough.
The closest in tone, I think, was Logan.
X2.
Yeah, no, and yeah.
I don't know. I think
the
I'd say
tone.
Days of Future Past.
I was going to
personally.
say that and
Yeah,
X2.
but I
yeah.
love Days of Future
X2 was
Past.
great.
and
X2 is really good.
X2 was fantastic,
doubt,
and
no
Logan handled a lot of the xenophobia that's going on. But I mean,
Right.
the thing that we're always missing, they flirt with it, they cuddle up to it, they want to be play cousins with it.
Yeah.
But they're never actually going to deal with the fact that X-Men works when it's a parable for injustice.
Exactly.
And so
And like we need a real. That's
Right.
why Logan was. I mean, the super subplot of Logan was the fact that there's shit had happened.
and shit had happened, and there was a wall being built,
Yeah,
and that people
yeah.
that were immigrants trying to live a better life were being chased out and hunted and hunted and hounded. So yeah, but again, and maybe we don't need to be hit over the head with it, but that's when X-Men works, is when in the late 1990s
when they're like persecuted.
right,
Yeah,
in the
and that-
1990s when it became symbolic of our nation's fear of gay people, which is just ridiculous. And in the 60s, when it was a parable for the civil rights movement. Same with not Evil Dead, but Night of the Living Dead. It's a zombie movie, but really it's the civil rights movement, and that's how it works. That's what makes it a gut punch when you're watching it.
Yeah, and it's just like how they readapted Domino.
Mhm.
You know, the casting for Domino.
I love her look.
I love it, and
Yeah.
the thing is a lot of people don't realize, like, well, they didn't stay true to the comic. Does it fucking matter?
No.
Like, I mean, like they adapted it, and you guys, if you're not familiar with vitiligo, it's a thing. It's a very real thing, and it I can't confirm, but it appears that the character they've cast as Domino, or what's her name, Zini, or
Oh, I forgot. She looks great.
she's great, but it appears that her domino over her eye is a cause of vitiligo.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it just appears like, and that's a twofer right there.
Yep.
You get a person of color, and you get to talk about vitiligo,
Mhm.
which is
Oh my God! And they let her keep her hair.
exactly yes.
Yeah.
Like you get it, Lee.
Well,
like you get it.
I had this conversation with
It's
a,
so
with
important.
a member of my family who said, you might start. Well, he was an older man, but I remember him saying in the 70s, you might start seeing black folk in movies that you white folk like to see, but they ain't gonna have black people hair. That's my grandfather.
He's Sergeant Candy.
Well, no, he was.
I'm joking.
Yeah, he was a black engineer for Lockheed
Yeah.
in the 60s, and he had a rough time of it. But that's his whole thing is when we started, in his mind, when we started seeing black people playing characters in shows, they would do as much to make them white presentable. And so
Yeah.
seeing a black woman with the hair that she was born with is fairly significant
It's dope.
in a way that a lot of us don't even notice.
But that's the thing. Is like everyone was like, "How do you?" Because you posted whenever there's like a casting announcement. I think you posted a picture of it.
Maybe.
Yeah, and I just remember seeing something like, "How do you guys feel about like, this whole thing?" And of course, the responses were cool, and everyone was like, "But then they were like, why is it a black woman? Why does she have vitiligo? Why does she have her natural?" It's like, guys, it makes sense.
I've given up on it. All I say is, cast. I don't give a shit if the origin character was black, white, whatever.
Yeah.
If it's an actress, if it's an actor, show me what you got.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I don't
and-
give a fuck if it's a female and go to a
Right.
male. I don't give a shit.
I mean, yeah,
Like
this
that-
this
there's
goes.
a few
Yeah.
that should stay traditional. Like, yes, if Thor was a
Well,
black
and-
guy, I'd be like, all right, let's calm our tits. Like, and and
I don't give a shit.
if Martin Freeman was Black Panther, then like, yeah, I'd be like, all right, this is kind of weird. But all those other
But
characters,
he might entertain you.
exactly. I'm sure he would do it justice. But I'm just saying those characters that are in the middle that we don't necessarily, they don't have an identity, and if like.
I'm not saying cast Martin Short as fucking Black Panther. You got to look at the
Which
talent
would
behind.
be hilarious.
You got to look at the talent. But I
I'm
don't
Black
give a
Panther, don't you know?
as was it Jimmy Glick or whatever the fuck his name
Yeah,
is.
Jimmy Glick. Yeah.
But I'm
always-
saying, like, I just don't give a shit anymore. If they see,
Yeah.
if there's somebody working in these places, especially Marvel,
Yeah.
with directors or anything like that, they see something. And there's something special that I'm not seeing sometimes. I mean, there's directors that we were seeing Arrested Development and like Community and stuff
Yes.
like that. I'm like, wow, you're gonna let them direct? Okay, and it's
Show me what you got.
Holy shit! Like,
Hey.
you saw something that I didn't see.
The worst parts of Wonder Woman had nothing to do with the person making it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nope.
Well, and also Josh Brolin totally looks like Kate
Cable.
Mabel.
He looks
I mean,
fucking
Jesus
amazing.
Christ.
Like we were all Dick Hard for Dickard for Stephen Lang.
He was the youngest Stark kid, by the way. Dickard.
I just stopped caring. I'm
I
just
was I was never in on Stephen Lang.
I
I never liked that casting.
really.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, when I saw Avatar, and like the
Yeah.
first thing I thought of Stephen Lang in Avatar, I was like, God, he looks like fucking
I
Cable.
think it goes back to Katie Sackhoff in a lot of ways.
Yes.
People were screaming
Yes.
and yelling about Starbuck being a woman, and Katie Sackhoff
Came in and just
made us kind of
Murder
go, you know.
Yeah.
it made
And
you go,
she-
yes.
I
yes.
said something about a month ago at a convention we were doing it's kind of become my rallying cry. I'm really big on representation because it's important to me, especially after watching Rogue One or Wonder
Yes.
Woman, where people who are not normally represented in a movie all of a sudden have, lack of better words, an avatar on screen that they can relate to.
Because that's the real world.
I want every kid to be able to Star Wars as hard as I Star Wars.
Yes.
You know? But then it dawned on me. Somebody said, "Well, why are you going to be happy when half of the cast in a movie are women?" I'm like, "Absolutely. If
Yeah.
51% of the world's
Don't care.
population is women,
Exactly.
then
Exactly.
let's." You know,
Guess what? I'm happy that half the cast in Overwatch is all female.
although
Doesn't stop me from
you know,
playing.
I'm saying that at a table that's been all men for 9 years.
sure, but you know,
yeah, I know.
Well, that's
But what
another
I-
story.
What I was
We-
saying,
that is
one of my
another
favorite
story.
answers to a question recently was at the press conference for Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah.
And someone asked, I can't remember her name. She runs Sony, and they go, what was the the idea or why that if you actually look at it, Peter's kind of like the only Caucasian kid in that school.
Sure.
And she goes, why'd you cast the movie like that? And she goes, reality.
Yeah.
Because it's New York.
Right.
Been to
It's
Queens?
fucking New York.
She's like, it's reality. Like I mean, it was like the
It's
funny.
in
It was the greatest
Queens.
answer. It was the greatest answer.
Yeah.
And I tip my hat to her. I go,
Peter Parker goes to school with guys named Deshaun. Okay. Shut up,
So I go, yeah.
you fucking morons.
Again,
Daquan is his best friend.
I go back. I'd stop caring. I don't give a shit.
He
If-
loves
if the
t-shirts.
character
I'm sorry.
was black or whatever in the comics or white like that. Find an actor
Yeah,
who can do it.
I
don't care.
Again, the Katie Sackhoff is an excellent example. The Kingpin in the Daredevil movie,
Yep.
excellent example. It just doesn't matter. Just
Nope.
give me a good performance.
Yes.
Oh, I got a ticket.
You know?
A drink to Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh yes, Michael Clark.
MCD.
Duncan.
MCD.
Is he
Green
gone
Mile.
now?
He's been gone for like 10 years,
Yep.
man.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wasn't he dating what's her name from the
Yes.
the Apprentice?
Yes.
He
yes.
was dating Omarosa?
Yeah.
Omarosa. That's right.
Yes.
That's too bad.
Oh,
She was
man.
getting that MCD.
All right.
That Michael Clark Duncan.
Let's wrap this up. Jimmy has 2 movies to review.
Yeah, we did Annabelle already.
We did
You
Annabelle
wanna go
last
shit
week.
your pants.
Don't
Go
say
right
it too loud. The power will go out
Oh.
again.
That's right.
That was creepy as fuck, though.
So you've got Nut Job 2.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey, I want
It's
Jimmy's
called-
job. Take it.
Its subtitle is Nutty by Nature.
Nutty by nature.
I'm going to say
I
it
did that
again.
job
I'm going
one
to
this
say it
morning.
again, Jimmy.
yeah.
I had to clean human shit next to my dumpster. So I do realize that sometimes you have to watch shitty movies about
You-
animated squirrels.
I joke. I'll never complain about my job, but there's sometimes you're like, oh god, what
Yeah.
the fuck. What's funny? I got a message from somebody on Facebook, and they said, "Hey, what do you think about the Nut Job 2 coming up? Like, are you excited for it?" What? They're like, because you hated the first one. I go, did I? Like, I
don't
don't
even
fucking
remember.
it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
I don't know why they're making a sequel. I mean, God, we'll fly through this one fast. The story is that I guess there was a peanut shop that went out of business, and so they all live in the basement, and everything's great and grand, and don't have to hunt or go gather and all that
It's
kind
not
of
even a nut. It's a fucking legume.
stuff. Whatever.
You tell
And
him.
so, but my favorite thing is I was like, okay, so story wise, this thing is like prime location because a peanut shop went out of business. No one's moving in. Okay,
That's why
I
we
guess
call
that's
it
fine.
The bean job.
I don't know.
Ah.
And so this mayor wants to build the shop explodes, and so now they're fucked and they're in
It
the
explodes?
someone
Okay.
leaves the heater on. I don't know.
Peanut fumes.
Oh, it's yeah.
And
yeah.
so-
the part that George Washington
Farts.
Carver missed is
Yeah.
that peanuts make a great explosive.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they have to go back to the park, but the mayor wants to build a theme park in there, and apparently you can build a theme park in a day because I guess that's what happened. I don't know.
Was it a theme park for squirrels?
No,
Oh.
it's a human theme park.
Huh. All right.
So they're like, "What'd you think, Jimmy?" And I go, "That is outdated, unnecessary, and thanks for the one chuckle."
But you did get a chuckle.
I got one chuckle. I'll
Yeah,
say
it was a
There-
chuckle, a
You know
friend
what? I
sent
can't
him.
remember what it was. So I'm giving it half a star because it's not the Emoji Movie.
Oh,
So-
well.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Wow.
So that's what animated movies are judged on now?
Yeah, the Emoji Movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start
All
the Emoji Movie, you move forward.
So then Wind River.
Wind River, real fast. This is Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen.
Hawkeye
is-
and Scarlet Witch.
Because you moderated him at FanX,
Yes,
right?
I did. And he was out here for
He was
Wind
filming
River.
it. That's why he was here.
He was so hungover.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
He's
I
such a nice guy.
But that's because when I walked into the theater, they had a big thing on the screen that said Utah Film Commission. I go, oh. Then I looked up. Yeah, it was all filmed in Park City.
Yeah.
The story is he plays a
On the Mount?
Yep, he plays a wildlife. He works for wildlife preservation, but he basically shoots wild animals that are killing livestock and stuff like that. So he's a sharpshooter. Finds a dead body,
Hawkeye,
a girl,
sharpshooter?
18, no
Typecast.
shoes on, out in the middle of the snow, sexually assaulted, and so they call in the FBI because it's on an Indian reservation. So that's when Elizabeth Olsen comes in, and it's a murder mystery. Who did this? What the fuck happened? And it's fucking intense. Like it's really good. It's a little long. It's got that syndrome again of like, you're like, are we ending now? No. Okay, I guess we got another 5 minutes. Are we ending now? Nope. Got another 5 minutes. And so,
I
but-
heard it's not being screened out here though.
Oh, yeah, it is.
well, I mean, I screened it, so
Yeah.
but it's playing out here for
It's
sure.
playing now, yeah.
What the fuck was my invite?
I don't know. Checks in the mail. I have no idea. So
I got a check.
nope. No, you don't. 3.5 out of 4.
Really?
It's
Wow.
fantastic. Jeremy Renner. Holy shit! I mean, I know we all know him as Hawkeye and like that. That guy's got range.
Well, the Hurt Locker.
He's always had range.
The dude's got. Well, some people forget about it though. I mean, because
Yeah.
he's not given a lot with Hawkeye.
I know him as
Yeah.
that one assassin from that one Bourne movie.
Yeah, I know him as Jason Bourne's little brother.
No, Hurt Locker. I mean, a lot
No.
of a lot of EOD guys don't like the movie Hurt Locker.
And I would
But
say
it's
it's
a
a
great
spoiler
movie.
alert or anything like that. The Punisher shows up somewhere in there. John Barenthal.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in there, and it's the scene.
Is
His
that-
scene is
is
fucking intense.
Is that where
This
he went after Baby Driver?
Yeah, that's
his
what-
character just
If you
moved
don't
on.
see me. Well, no, I'm not gonna do anything.
I still need to see Baby
It's
Driver.
good.
I heard it's really
real
good.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie's fantastic. I don't know if you have to race to the theater to go see it, but like it's good and hang tight.
If you get the opportunity, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. All right. Games, and then we'll do DVD releases
Sure.
and
Alrighty.
call it. What do we got?
There's a lot of like small indie games coming out this week, so we'll kind of just run through them. Something called Zero Time Dilemma for the PS4, Thumper for the Xbox One.
What's that? Yo, what's that thumper about?
Looks
though?
like
It's that
Did you play
Bambi
a
movie.
rabbit?
No, it's a Bambi movie.
No, it looks like it's a rhythm timing game, kind of like Rez or Rock Band without the instruments. Just use the controller.
Well, that
kinda.
sounds boring.
It's Guitar Hero for
Yeah.
minorities.
We got Undertale for the PS4 and Vita.
Lee, what was that about?
Undertale.
Somebody brought up Undertale at the Comic Con meeting.
I've,
We're all
I've
like, we
been
have no
meaning,
idea what it
I've
is.
been meaning to play that game.
Undertale.
I have it, but I haven't played
Undertale
it.
Yeah,
is
what-
fucking fantastic.
Sometimes I like the thumper, the Undertale too.
Okay,
Hey-o.
okay. You've known me a long time, right? I can't describe Undertale.
Wow. Okay, I gotta move that up my
I
list
can.
of games to
Yeah,
play.
Undertale is a fantastic story that you play,
All right.
and it's got some very sinister elements to it, but it's just a fun story,
Okay.
and I love it.
All right.
The Switch is getting a new game, Troll and I.
Troll and I.
It looks. I think
It's
I saw
insulting people online. It's fantastic.
the Troll. I saw a preview for this one. I believe it was this one. It's kind of like Shadow of the Colossus, if anyone's played that. So, like, the Troll is a big monster guy. I don't know. I could be thinking of another game. Anyway, something called Summon Night 6, Lost Borders. Looks like a JRPG.
I summoned
Is it-
my
is it
Night
from the-
9 last night.
Is it from the Fate series, or is it?
No, doesn't say. I should have done a little more research. I didn't know all these random games are coming out. Sonic Mania for the PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
How many
So-
times has Sonic got to run?
He's always. It's his thing, man. If Sonic's not running, what good is he?
He dies.
Yeah,
Explodes.
he explodes.
It's like a shark.
Yeah, no, seriously, if Sonic gets under like 10 miles an hour, he will explode.
just like the bus.
And
And
Dennis-
rings go fucking everywhere.
and
It's
Dennis
weird.
Hopper regenerates.
Nidhogg 2 for the PS4 or PC. I don't know what that is. Minecraft Story Mode Season 2, Episode 2.
Right.
So that's the one by Telltale Games.
Fuck.
So it's got the story for the Minecrafters out there.
When's that new Batman Telltale game?
That one, I believe, comes out the week after this.
Oh, okay.
Or it might be out. Actually, I
There's a
think
new one coming
the
out?
first
it's
episode's
either
out.
really soon or it's already out.
First
Because I
season's
saw a review for
Oh, yeah.
episode 1 of season 2 of
Yeah.
it, and they liked it a lot.
It's good.
It's the Riddler, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then Agents of Mayhem looks actually really good. This game's made by the same guys that do the Saints Row games.
Okay. All right.
And it's kind of along that same vein of play style, but you play as one of 4 characters in this one, and you all have superpower abilities, and you're basically a super team trying to clean up this city.
Will I be able to fight anybody with a 6-foot dildo?
I don't know if they're going to include that from the Saints Row series, but
Nah.
maybe.
Excuse me?
Oh, Saints Row, you can actually get into dildo combat.
Yeah, you can get a big old purple dildo
Or
and
that was
smack people on the street.
Or a Rastafarian dildo, or, you
Yeah.
know, they're usually about 6 feet long, and you wield them like a bastard sword.
Oh,
Yep.
One of the first times, this was like got 5 years ago or something. I went to E3 and it was Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, give or
Sure.
take. I don't know. And the first thing they showed us in the demo, you just picked up this giant dildo and hit a
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
homeless guy in the head with it. And I
There's-
was
yeah.
like, what the fuck?
The 2 most memorable weapons from that game were the dildo, and then they had a Beats cannon,
Oh,
which was
that's the
it was a bazooka that fired music at people and made them dance until they explode.
it's a dubstep
Dubstep cannon, that's
and
what
it
it
plays
was, yeah.
dubstep, and if you hit somebody with them, they literally dance faster and faster and they explode. Saints Row 4. Saints Row 4's ultimate montage, opening montage, is a gangster movie star, something or another, who becomes president of the United States
Yep.
and then ends up fighting aliens
I'd watch that movie.
in the White House to an Aerosmith song.
Yeah, that game is bonkers. And Agents of Mayhem looks like it's going to be some more of
It's
that action.
Don't want to miss a thing, right?
Yep.
You
You guys-
that.
Yeah, there's like an
And-
exploding slow motion montage out of a helicopter with aliens everywhere.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I cannot confirm or deny. You guys brought up dildos, so I have to share this with you.
Okay.
All right.
I'm bracing. I'm puckering up.
I cannot confirm how your tax dollars are being spent on the United States military, but I can definitely say that in downtime, I may or may not have seen a dildo that was brought into work from a divorced husband that brought in his newly ex-wife's dildos into our work center
For what?
and hooked it up to a power drill.
I've seen that before.
Yes.
Whoa.
If you want at least a solid 12 minutes of entertainment, hook a dildo up to a power drill.
Yep. Yeah, you take a wide shank drill bit and you just drill that into the end of the dildo, and you can do all kinds of funny things.
This happened with-
you can stir paint.
I'm not saying I saw it.
But you're saying this
But I
happened
synced
with
it.
the military. Yeah, Korea's going to win.
One other game that I got to mention, because it's probably going to be a big deal, is StarCraft Remastered comes out this week for PC. So the original StarCraft games got redone, better graphics, redo it so it works on all the modern systems. But I believe the game mechanics are supposed to play exactly the same. So if you love that traditional StarCraft real-time strategy, you're going
All
to
right.
have that with a prettier presentation.
There goes Blizzard making more money from
Yep.
it again.
Thank you very much. DVDs, Blu-rays.
All right, you got Alien Covenant, which is it was decent.
I can finally see it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
me too. That's what
Got
I
that on my
said.
Voodoo account. I should probably watch
It's on
it.
there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on there. So there's that. I like the last half more than the first. You know, watching Michael Fassbender play a flute and make out with himself is odd. Barton Fink is on Blu-ray.
Barton Fink.
That's a great movie.
Barton
It's
Fink.
so
Barton Fink.
Weird. I was just talking to somebody about that.
That's a
the
great
other day.
movie.
It's like, you need to rewatch it because it's the one Coen Brothers movie I do not like.
Really?
Even more than Blood Simple.
I love Barton Fink.
Oh.
Legend of Tomorrow season 2 is on Blu-ray.
That's
and DVD.
fun.
That's goofy
Good show.
fuckers.
That's
Good show.
That's fun for the George Lucas episode alone.
The Blacklist season 4, I gave up after season 1.
Yeah, me too.
I just, it's your
Season
daughter.
one was-
I get it. It's your daughter. Knock it off.
Season 1 was dope, and then everything else, I was like,
I'm still in because I can't get enough of Spader in that
He's-
character.
but
He's great. I'll
he's
give you that.
great. He's so
Yeah.
Spader is Spader.
The story's just so dumb.
I almost fast forward through until Spader's on. And then, Spader will do the thing about his character that I love in that is that, yes, he's this badass international criminal, but he'll be in the middle of a situation and he'll just start waxing on about a story that has nothing to do with anything.
A hat maker I knew in Madagascar.
Yeah.
Time, Imelda Marcos and I.
There was a chocolate shop that was, I just love that shit from him. But anyway.
Bruce Willis was in a film that was in, I swear it was in theaters for a week, if that, called Once Upon a Time in Venice. It's like John Wick because a gang steals his dog. And it's got a great cast. It's got Bruce Willis, John Goodman, let's see, Thomas Middleditch from Silicon Valley.
How did that get past us?
I have no idea. It just went right through. It was weird. A movie that I did say came out a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, but they pushed it back. But hopefully it's coming out now because I really want it. Shakes the Clown.
Yes!
Is on Blu-ray.
Yes! It is the Citizen Kane of drunken clown movies.
And a great performance by Robin Williams as a mine.
Yes.
So
There's a lot of people in this movie.
Sizzle.
Well, what's
Your bacon,
God,
sizzle.
I'm blanking on her name.
Florence Henderson.
What?
Florence Henderson.
Yeah, at the very beginning.
Yep.
Just a kid taking a piss over his head. I think he pees on his face too.
Yep.
Julie Brown's best work. Besides the
Downtown Julie Brown?
no,
The other Julie
no, the
Brown.
other Julie
I was
Brown.
about to say,
The Beauty
Uptown.
Queen's got a gun.
Yes.
Shannon, I know will like this one because I think he's the only friend of mine that watches it. Riverdale season 1.
Oh, I watched the first 3 episodes. I was actually really thrilled with what they did with Cheryl Blossom.
Sure.
Cheryl,
Oh!
yeah, making Cheryl Blossom part of a family incest murder
I was
ring.
going to say, I didn't think they'd put Cherry Blossom in there.
First person you
They
see
might
is
as
Cheryl
well.
Blossom.
She is so
Yep.
fucking
Her
hot.
and her perfect brother go for a boat ride, and one of them dies.
All right.
Oh, she's always dressed so nice.
And I'm always up for a boxing movie. I've got it at home. I haven't watched it, but it's called Chuck, and it says it's the untold story of the inspiration for Rocky Balboa. So I like
okay.
boxing movies, but
All right.
I'm going to say, oh, and Everything is out. That's actually a cute movie.
Cheryl Blossom.
But Chicks the Clown.
That's
Chicks
the,
the Clown.
that's the
what-
recommend.
Actually, I'll probably go buy that because I've lost my DVD copy.
All right.
I'm buying it like
It's so
Now.
fucking good.
All right. Thank you very much. Mr. B, if you would, please.
I'm Sergeant Candy. Come eat ham of the future with me. Hey, y'all!
it looks like me.
Candy ham.